discussion on fats and oils. So, the last two lectures, last two sessions, we have discussed what are the fats and oils, their properties, and some of the chemical reactions, or I mean to say constants, which are required for evaluation of properties of fats and oils. So those physical constants we have seen. What are the fats and oils? In general, let us revise a little bit. Basically, these are the molecules which are considered as a biomolecules, which are the molecules related to the life, as carbohydrate, proteins, and fats. So they are naturally fat and oil. Fat is basically a substance which is obtained from animals, vegetables, and liquid is generally liquid form, that is always oil. So fat is solid and oil is always liquid. Then we have seen that these fats are triglycerides, as means they are triesters of glycerols and with fatty acids. So fatty acids are of generally two types: a saturated fatty acids and unsaturated fatty acids. Saturated fatty acids are the one which are not having any kind of double bond character in their structure. Unsaturated fatty acids are having double bonds in their structure. So that is a difference between saturated acids and unsaturated acids. So these fatty acids are known for giving somehow kind of reactions. Hydrolysis. Hydrolysis of a triglyceride, if it is reacted with sodium hydroxide, then it will form glycerol, and along with glycerol, it will also form this soap. So this is the sodium salt. We have we have understood in the last lecture that soap are basically of two types. Can be either sodium hard soap or soft salt. Hard soaps are generally sodium salts, and potassium salts are called as soft salt. Two types of the salts are known: hard and soft. Sodium salts and potassium salts are this. Micelles, we have understood that micelles are generally kind of compositions where hydrophobic part, that is inside of this, and hydrophobic philic part, water loving part, water philic part, hydrophilic part, that is called micelles. And what are the solutions which is made up from such kinds of micelle? That is called as micellar solution. This is a kind of foams solution which is made up by the foams. So all those things we have seen. Second property, that is called hydrogenation. Hydrogenation is one of the property where the molecules which undergo hydrogen gas, or with the help of hydrogen gas, we can reduce or we can convert unsaturated fatty acids into saturated fatty acids. That is what is called hydrogenation process. Several catalysts such as palladium, platinum, nickel, etc. can be utilized for this hydrogenation process. Two types of hydrogenations are known. It's called partial hydrogenation. This is that kind of example. And there were two double bonds, but upon hydrogenation, only one double bond. Another kind of this is called complete hydrogenation. That we can have, if we have two double bonds, only one double bond is. And it comes to the rancidity. So rancidity is basically a kind of deterioration in chemical property of a substance. Such deterioration observed just because of that either bacterial, chemical, or it may be degradation. Because of that, such deterioration in taste, odor, essence, fats and oils. So oxidative rancidity and hydrolytic rancidity are the two types of the things. Big part in this rancidity. Okay. Next is drying of the oils. So basically, drying of the oil is to that substance having certain moisture. uh, So drying of the oil, basically it can be achieved through this kind of cobalt metal where it will form peroxide and can help to do oxygen come under the purview drying of the oils. Then we have seen three different parameters: identification of quality of our fats and oils. One of them is acid number. It is defined as the milligram number of KOH required to completely neutralize free fatty acid present in 1 gram of fat or oil. 1 gram of fat or oil. So that is considered, that is only remember 1 gram. It is a kind of again neutralization process. Because fats and oils are composed of fatty acids having carboxylic acids. We are going to reduce such carboxylic acids with sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, and nothing but a kind of strong base, kind of strong alkali. So this sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide are used as the base. Acid number, also called as another name is acid value or neutralization number. Process of neutralization. So nothing wrong to call it as neutralization. After that, we also learn how to calculate it. Some theoretical practical investigation you will perform in your lab, where you might have learned the procedure of estimation of acid. What is the significance of acid number? Moment there is a oil which is having higher acid numbers, so such oil is not good to eat. So that's why such kind of oils with higher acid values, they should not be taken for the purpose of our consumption. Okay? So this is physically called acid. Another value is called saponification. It is also called either a saponification value or hot Stafford. By definition, it is also kind of milligram number of KOH required to saponify 1 gram of fat or of oil. So here mind the difference in neutralize and saponify. Saponify means to make the soap, right? And there is a different way to calculate it. Here, although we are taking 1 gram of fat or oil, same as acid. The difference is saponify. Our objective is not to neutralize the acid. Our objective is neutralize, we want to make the soap. And there is a different procedure for that. If we come to know the procedure, calculation of acid number, calculation of saponification, both the processes are different. So this we have learned, that is a kind of back titration, saponification, estimation of saponification, the back titration, acid number estimation. That process only involves direct titration. There is a difference between these two processes. Then comes to significance. What is the significance? It helps us to gain the knowledge about average molecular weight of the fat or oil. We can come to know about this from this saponification. Higher the length of the carbon chain, higher will be this we can come to know using this saponification. The last parameter which we have seen in the previous session is iodine number of gram of iodine which is required to add iodine to carbon-carbon double bond presenting. Now this time it is 100 gram of fat or oil. This is 100 gram of fat or oil which is iodine which is sorry, number of gram of iodine which is added to this 100 gram of fat or oil. That is called iodine number. So now you can see in this reaction, it is a kind of addition process where a molecule of iodine, which is basically a pi molecule or two atoms of iodine connected with each other, treat it with fat. One iodine will go to this carbon, other iodine will go to this way. Iodines are next come to the analytical constant. Means this how to measure this analytical constant. The procedures are given and that we are using glacial acetic acid. We also discussed why glacial acetic acid is called 100% moisture-free acid, called as glacial acetic acid, because water, this kind of acetic acid is generally free from moisture, free from water. You put it into the refrigerator, it will get freeze, it will make the ice. It will look like the ice. This ice is nothing but a kind of glaze, a kind of ice formation which is observed in our some of the Antarctic globe. That's why it is called glacial acetic acid. Upon refrigerator, it it freezes like the glaze. Okay, so this that's why it is called glacial acid. That has been used in one of the as one of the reagent in the estimation of iodine. Iodine number, basically it is a value for measurement of unsaturation of fatty acids. कितने double bond है in a fatty acid that we can calculate. Iodine more this value is always higher in unsaturated fatty acid. The low minor value less value can be observed for such unsaturated fatty acids. Then the new parameter that we have to learn in today's class, that is what is called this Pasteur number. Pasteur number is basically a kind of measurement of the milligram number of QH. Here it is also said milligram number of QH required to saponify. Time it is saponify again. Fine. The definition is saponify the esters present in 1 gram of substance. So you mind the difference what when we learned saponification number. It was also the same word, saponify. Here it is 1 gram of fat or oil, saponification. Here when we are learning the ester value, ester number, is to saponification of these esters. Basically, this is a triglyceride which is made up of fat. If we treat with either sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, it will make this glycerol as well as the soap, right? So this is a kind of definition. And theoretically, it can be calculated by subtracting the acid value from saponification, right? So this is called ester number. So if we have the acid value, if we have saponification value, so if we remove, we subtract the acid number from saponification, now we get an ester, right? So acid value we will going to neutralize only acids. Saponification is for the esters. So if we remember whole esters as well as acids, saponification. We subtract acid value from saponification, we get acid value. Because when acid value is there, so acid value will only consider fatty acids, free fatty acids. Saponification number will consider free fatty acids as well as the esters. Saponify that, will make the soap. But if we are interested in ester value, then simply subtract acid value from the saponification number. Value, saponification value, these are three correlated. What can be the analytical constant? How can be calculated? This is the procedure which is mentioned, where we are going to, I will just only focus on what kind of reagents we are going to use and what is the principal estimation of such. So here the method is basically involves 2 gram of sample, add 25 ml of 5 molar ethanolic KOH. Ethanolic KOH, so that means this potassium hydroxide is having this KOH. Potassium hydroxide dissolving ethanol, that is called ethanol. Then we will boil under a certain reflux condenser on a water bath for 1 hour. Then we can add 20 ml of water and titrate the excess of alkalinity. We are going, this is our acid, which will be filled into the burette, and we are going to titrate the excess of alkali. Basically, it is a fact reading. Right? Then we will also take the blank reading without taking the sample. The difference between these two titration will help us ester number. Right? So this is the thing you might have performed so many titrations. Kind of back titration and blank titration. Whenever you are taking the reading, back reading, so there you are adding the sample into the conical flask. You are taking the blank reading. Blank means there is no sample. This why we are doing this? We are doing this because in case if we have added the excess of acid, first of all, the acid will react with the alkali which is present in our sample, and remaining acid we can estimate using our potassium. This is the and this ester value which help us to identify the amount of alkali consumed in saponification of ester, and that may be different. And we can differentiate the fats with different. So if let us say somehow fat which is obtained from one of the region of Gujarat, such as let us say Kutch or Saurashtra or even Surat, that ester value of different fats will be different, and that will also help us to identify the quality of the fat and oil. Okay. The fifth parameter, that is again useful parameter, is called Richet-Michel number. This Richet-Michel number is defined as the ml of zero point 0.1 normal KOH required to completely neutralize soluble volatile fatty acids that distilled form 5 gram of fat. These definitions are much closer to each other. Acid value in use of KOH, ester value KOH का use होता है. Third, saponification in use of KOH. And fourth, that is this, we have seen ester iodine number. तो iodine is separate, तो उसमें KOH नहीं है. नाम ही iodine number है, तो naturally there will be use of that. This is a fourth definition from these 5 definitions where KOH is used. For acid number, we have used milligram number of KOH. For iodine, for this, I mean to say saponification number, again milligram number of KOH. We want to see for this Richet-Michel number. So it is not milligram number of KOH, it is ml of 0.1 normal KOH. So you should read this thing. Understand the difference. The previous definitions where you having milligram number. So whatever the results you are having, that is milligram of KOH. Weight of KOH. This is not the weight of KOH. This is ml of KOH. 0.1 normal solution. Do you know what is called normality? Right? Where the acidity or basic equivalence and equivalent weight of the substance. This is a KOH, so simple like acid, HCl. Equivalent weight and molecular weights will be same for potassium hydroxide. For NaOH also, although molecular weight of NaOH is 40, equivalent weight is also 40 because its equivalence is 1. Na plus, OH minus. So both have minus, same charge. If you go to H2SO4, the H2SO4 has molecular weight 98. But if we dissociate, it will form 2H plus, SO4 minus 2. Here its equivalent weight is 98 divided by 2. Why 2? Because H2SO4 is going to release 2H plus. The H2SO4 का molecular weight or equivalent weight different. OH और NaOH के लिए same. Here what will happen for H2SO4 normality, molarity will be different. Maybe half of one of them. But for KOH and NaOH, normalities, polarities, that is same. This is the difference. And here the terminology is to neutralize. So again, neutralize acid number. Saponify, saponification. Ester value, saponify. Richet-Michel number utilizes the term neutralize. So neutralize means if H plus reacts with OH minus, it will form water. That is called neutralization. तटस्थीकरण गुजराती में जे कहिए तो, that is neutralization. And this time what we are interested? We are interested to neutralize volatile fatty acids. Volatile means if we cannot store them, they are volatile. The moment we open the bottle of certain fats and oils, we can feel the fragrance, we can feel the smell. Good or bad? That is called Richet-Michel number. And how much quantity? Specified quantity. It's not like that 50 gram or 500. It is only 5 gram of the fat. 5 gram of the fat is taken for study estimation of RM value. shut, listen, RM number or RM value. And that is useful in testing of purity of butter. What is the quality of a butter? What is the purity of butter? That we can taste using RM value. Suppose this it is volatile fatty acids, and these examples are given: butyric acid, caproic acid. Butyric acid, 4 carbon containing saturated fatty acids. Caproic acid, 6 5 carbon. Caprylic acid, 6 carbon. This way, that is different for different of these volatile fatty acids. Right? Butter has RM value near about 25 to 30. Whatever the butter એટલે કઈ નહીં, આપણે ગુજરાતીમાં જેને કહીએ એ માખણ. છાશમાંથી બનાવીએ તો માખણ, અને દુકાનમાં જઈએ અને અમૂલની શોપ પરથી આપણે બટર લઈએ, પેક કરીને પ્લાસ્ટિકની કાર્ટૂન કવર. That is what called butter, and its quality that we can also taste using this RM value, which is on your screen here. This RM value is useful for estimation. Let us say if you are doing the taste of any sample and you found that RM value is 20, not 25, so you can say that yes, this oil or this fat or this butter is not an edible oil. Edible oil means two oils which is good to eat. Hawa layak. If it is not good, it is inedible oil. Not good to eat. This kinds of analytical constants, major purpose is they are useful for estimation of quality of oil and fats, not the quantity. Quantity is not, we believe, we majorly believe in quality of food materials which is being supplied to the normal humans of community. That's why this important parameter is for us to learn. Whatever the food materials which are available to eat in public domain, so these food materials need to have a kind of proper certificate from FSSAI, right? So that is Food and Safety Standard Authority of India. कोई भी ब्रांडेड या कोई भी फूड पैकेट लेते हो तो उस पर लिखा होता है सर्टिफाइड बाय FSSAI, that is Food Safety Standard Authority of India. That FSSAI is estimation such kind of parameters measure the quality of US FDA also, sometimes United States Food and Drug Association, some of the oils which are being sold or marketed, these kinds of parameters, if they are for the purpose of eating, for the purpose of nutrition, also regulations of like the United States Food Drug Administration, US FDA. In our case, maybe it is Center for CDSCO that we have to follow. Okay, so this is basically a kind of principle that fat is saponified using glycerol alkali solution, which is acidified through sulfuric acid to create the free fatty acids, and we are performing the steam distillations that we can have cooled condensed fatty acids. So we can have water-soluble fatty acids and water-insoluble fatty acids. Water-soluble fatty acids are titrated with alkali, our KOH, to reach to RM value. And water-insoluble fatty acids are titrated to reach to the Walensky value. Okay. Water soluble fatty acids, the fatty acids which are having low molecular weight and hydroxyl functional group, polar functional group. So those fatty acids will be water soluble. Fatty acids which are generally are insoluble, so they may be like this, can be considered a long chain containing high molecular weight containing. Significance is that this can help us to analyze, measure the quality of the butter and margarine. So that is also kind. Margarine is also kind of food products composed of fats and oils. Okay. So basically, we can measure. Yeah, here they have mentioned what can be the water soluble fatty acids, butyric acids, caproic acid. Another example is caproic acid. Okay. The limitation of this, it is only for this butyric acid glyceride. It's not for any other kinds of iron. Water soluble fatty acids. Last parameter of this conversation with you, that is acetyl number. We have seen ester value. This parameter is different from the other one. This acetyl value or acetyl. Basically, it is a milligram of number of KOH required to acetic acid required to this liberate acetic acid यहाँ पे neutralize और एक word रह गया है required to treat word is missing. Milligram number of KOH required to neutralize acetic acid liberated by the hydrolysis of 1 gram of acetylated substance. So if we have acetylated substance, I have not shown any. So made up of acetic acid or any acetic anhydride. So if we have such acetyl group, acetyl ester, we will use this KOH as a hydrolytic substance. Reduce the ester bond. That ester bond will liberate our acetic acid and alcohol. Ester bond कैसे बनता है? Ester bond is made up of some kind of acetyl group and OH. If we are going to break the ester bond, then acetyl group will liberate and alcohol will be free. So our objective is whatever the amount of acetic acid is liberated, we want to utilize that number is coming under the purview of that number, also called as acetyl value. This is a method for this. We will take the sample, treat it with acetic anhydride, boil for so and so hour and this much time, and separate and wash, then we can perform the distillation. Saponification value of acetylated substance, saponification value of a substance, non-acetylated. That way we can A and B. A is the saponification value of a substance and B is the saponification. This is their parameter 1335 is a constant has been taken for significance is that it is useful for measurement of hydroxy acid, acetic acids. Sorry, not acetic acid, but hydroxy acids. Higher is the amount of acid value, more amount of free fatty acid. 13. Okay, so here we will restrict ourselves. This is the end of this topic, fats and oils. With this, thank you everyone.